Hey guys, it's Parker here, back with part and a Pyre. So let's exiles, and a sense of dread hangs in the air. At least one of her companions is unfazed. We sense the influence of one of our own. She is nearby, her mind corrupted, calls out, screaming, can't still hear it, perhaps. She speaks of witch Udmilde, the adversary whom we expect to face this night. The witch. She does refer an ancient god undying, an unyielding on this land, and unconscious. You may attempt an exorcism here, for the conditions are unique, and she may not be expecting us to be abetting you. However, this is a risk, upon her mind and mine own, although a worthwhile risk perhaps. Virtue seems to think that Udmilde can be weakened somehow through the coming rites. Then the stars above begin to shimmer with the strange lights. There, the star of Isalch. Our adversary worships it, and whom it represents. Fixate upon the star, reading one. If those so darest, invoke its power. Do so, and our adversary, Udmilde, she shall be emboldened, also left vulnerable to our own sorceries. We may yet limit her ambition thus. Virtue asks you to invoke the star of Isalch in this rite. Consider her wish.
Reader, or should I say deceiver, for I detect another exile in your ranks. The exile Volfred Sandalwood himself, that cursed sap. I ought have known he was behind all this. He has no love for our sacred tradition, yet you would heed his poisoned words over mine own? I thought that we were friends. Then fine. Let us return to a more formal distance.
What have we here? Ye have returned once more into our presence. We sense something among ye who...
Virtue's eye slitters forward and gazes at her adversary.
Soul of madness, we should have.
But Virtue does not respond.
Nightwings, that one shall be a little benefit to ye. That one's sorceries are a mere pittance to the overwhelming might of your thoughts. Soon ye shall see.
Reader, my boy, let us confer a moment here. I am returned now to the rites, a tradition that I once disavowed. And, now that I've donned the raiments, the voice knows I am here. It is no matter really, for our plan is well in motion. It's to prevail. I shall aid you and others in this task as best I can, whether these old limbs of mine are still of any use.
And there he is at last, alive and well. I know that you can hear me, Sandalwood. You're causing quite a stir out in the Commonwealth. You plant your little seeds of discontent. Know that your designs at sowing chaos shall not be tolerated here. Now, good evening to you.
Now then, Nightwings. I look forward to conducting with you all, if and when, of course, the reader calls for us to stand as a triumvirate together. Reading 1. Though invoke as the star be salt. So then, beware. Through our sorceries, shall Udmilde be cast into a hopeless doubt about her faith upon her god. It shall be done if we prevail, but only if. Our own mind shall perhaps be forfeit otherwise. It seems that through the outcome of this rite, either Udmilde shall be permanently weakened, or Virtue shall instead. Oh boy, that's a very high risk, high reward. That's such a high risk, high reward strategy we got going there, Udmilde.
Now then, Nightwings, you wish to mock Isalch? Ye in your infinite foolishness shall be the first to suffer.
Now begin. Begone, Bertrude. In honor of the scribes. Her wings have served her true.
One of our own, seekest thee the life breath for thyself, yes? You wretched witch, tampering with eldritch forces of which you knowest not. You forfeit everything for an abomination for the stars. Quaint. We thought perchance ye sought the true enlightenment, yet ye reveal yourselves to be as narrow as the things for which ye now so. Your thoughts shall devour you as all the rest.
Oh my god.
Ah, the foul witch Udmilda. Would that she served the scribes as faithfully as the monstrosity. So it is. Out with you all. Your Pyre cannot take much more of that. This is the road to ruin. Begone, blood. Righteous fire! The Night Wings now are closer to achieving victory. Glory to the scribes. No more than a lick of flame remains. Beneath contempt. Such a display. Perhaps you are unworthy. Bertrude vanished. She soared right in. This is the path to glory. You'll have to do better than that. And it is done. The Night Wings prevail. Alas, that their adversaries failed to stop them. The right is ended.
How can this be? How can this be? His out! Answer us! His out! His out!
Witch Umilde continues with the screaming, having been defeated in the right. You observe Richard there, fixed in a meditative pose. There, Umilde, relent, relent. Thy God has not abandoned thee, because thy God is dead. Thy God is dead. Pray to him all thou likes, yet it shall do thee no good. As Richard recedes into the shadows, Umilde slumps down, staring at nothing before.
Impossible. This cannot be. Answer us. Answer us.
Wow. May the scribes have mercy.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways. Until the next right.
Back at the Black Wagon, you are taking some time to recover after turning to Withdrawn in a close contest when Wolfred approaches. The Nightwings are in capable hands these days, my boy. Thank you for your continued efforts, given all the challenges we face. The rites may be ending, but we still have time to achieve our plan, especially if we continue to prevail like that. Come, let's see whom we shall scare against when next the stars align. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. You gaze into the darkness of night. The triumvirate who shall confront this time around shall be the Templars, led by the demon called Ignarius. They have prevailed in the rites on many occasions in the past. The lone minstrel then offers you such details as he knows of your next adversary. Ignarius, a long-time resident of the downside, as evidenced by his appearance, the strongest of the Templars, he has waited years to earn his freedom. Born to a middling Commonwealth family, he got into trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. There he took on many jobs, most involving his sheer size. Most notably, he was a bouncer at the Starry 8, where he came to symbolize his reputation. One day, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin, so he gave him a tremendous thrashing. The co-clientele all gave a cheer. However, this guest turned out to be a wealthy chamberlain, who then exploited his connections to have Ignarius arrested and then exiled. This was 14 years ago. In the downside, Ignarius dropped his given name, as is sometimes the custom, and survived alone through his tenacity and strength. In time, he drew the notice of the Templars, who revealed to him the rites, recruited him into their ranks, and let him work his way up. Now, alas, other than the Nightwings, the Templars have liberated more exiles than any other triumvirate. They had high hopes for Ignarius in turn. Now, good evening, reader. You wish a good night to the lone minstrel. Your travels shall continue in first light. You are unaccustomed to seeing Birches smiling, and yet there she is doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Wolfred is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Gertrude? It appears that they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant ink, sandalwood, thus the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burned to ash. Flame-resistant inks, of course. The good officers came to visit. They were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, that they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs. No matter, dear Gertrude, what's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them. Is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas. Perhaps. My words would not have reached near half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice. Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Virtue, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good is a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They shall laugh at this, but then, even still, and through this new ordeal, even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Virtue. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needest not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Gertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remained silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Gertrude. But as things they act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have in my life, back in the Commonwealth, and here as well. I mean that, although I know that is not enough. At first, Gertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Wilfred soon turns away, as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. Your flight takes you near to where you reach past Stormwall into Death's Tempest. Without the climate into the downside intensifying, you wonder if the storm has still forced from its confines and started to ravage other regions of the land.
Bloody damn you!
What? My beautiful wagon, what? Oh, but it... Full-night wings, come to play a little trick on your good friend Madly, Oh, how very, very, very clever of you, and the damage you caused my beautiful wagon. Doubtless it was very, very minimal. Fear not, I can afford repairs. It is no inconvenience at all, although I do have one request of you, to make amends, that is. When next we face each other in the right, and I trust you know that what I shall ask of you, but would you be kind enough to stand aside, and let the chastity prevail? Then we shall call it even, and when I return into the Commonwealth, I shall see to it that you or your loved ones that are there are suitably rewarded. Now, ta-ta. Yonder lies the ridge of gold, somewhat less imposing when viewed from this vantage point. Do you not agree, reader? The myths of the downside hold that it is no mere ridge of stone, but the remains of Lord Gandros, once slain by Goldanian himself. Though perhaps such tales are of little import now when you stand to confront the Tempest during just a short while. You make a successful landing in Downside Prairie, near the southern edge of the downside. Memories of having first met Headwind, Jodara, and Rookie come flooding back. You now should have some time in the vicinity before continuing onward toward the Ridge of Gold by land. After having reached the windswept fields of Hollowroot, you volunteer to survey the grounds. You prepare to head out. However, your companions beat you to it in this case. Easy does it, reader darling. Bertrand and I were thinking we would take this one. They depart, leaving you to rest up. When they later return with nothing much to report, you're feeling better and are in the midst of deciding which your vocations to pursue. Hamilton is staring out the window as you approach. I miss flying, reader darling. Take it from me. It feels as good as you'd expect. It's not enough for those Commonwealth brutes to cast us down here. If they can get their fingers on us, they make sure we never fly again as once we did. All while calling it an act of mercy. Let me ask you something, You'll learn a thing or two. What have your studies taught you of my kind? Pamenta wishes to know what you have learned of the harps. You know that they have suffered? You know that the harps have long suffered on the brink of extinction, and the warriors of the Highwing remnants are all that remain of them now. They may see little recourse at this point, then to avenge your fallen, and see to it that the Commonwealth suffers in return for all that has transpired. Such sympathies cannot have earned you popularity, I gather, darling. In fairness, you leave out a number of atrocities my people have inflicted upon yours, but, nonetheless, you seem to have the gist of it. My kind certainly are known for their good sense of humor, I can tell you that. My little tongue got me into no small amount of difficulty till I learned to keep it well under control. The mountains I come from, the views there certainly are something, but there's a bleakness to it too, being surrounded only by those consumed by the desire to avenge. We're very proud like that. Everyone vying to be strongest, to kill the most of you. That way you might just get a shot with the prince. Continue the line, if he even exists. Imagine that being the best case scenario, darling. She shakes her head. Anyway, I was just thinking I'd rather enjoy the traveling we've done. The change of scenery does me some good. Perhaps I'll stick to wandering after all this. In fact, I have a fancy for some wandering right now, if you excuse me. She heads out the wagon to the wind-swept fields of Downside Prairie. Here in the sleeping plains of Downside Prairie, you encounter a messenger and come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Hedwyn, whom you liberated at the fall of Soliam. You learn Hedwyn returned safely to the Commonwealth, where he is cold and welcome, his past transgressions all forgiven. He was to be groomed for a leadership position of his choice, whether on the council or the blood border, each equally lucrative and secretive as well. However, he refused, and before the stunned council members could do anything about it, he left them. He since made contact with all of his ancients, and is working together with them, thus the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. Per the messenger in custom, the last part of the message was transcribed from Hedwyn, word for word, and says, "Keep going, I'll see you here." You thank the messenger in for relaying this information, soon your companions are all abuzz about it. Well done, Hedwyn, my boy, I knew you could do it. Wonder if you'll ever find the one you fell for. I always thought Hedwyn was looking for someone out there back home. Do you think you found her? Yeah, that's how it's done, Hedwyn. Right behind you, chum. May that boy's spirit infect a lot of years with the plague. A glorious example Hedwyn sets for all of us. The news of Hedwyn's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Your companions gain 1+ hope for the next rite. Wish Hedwyn luck. Hey guys, what are you guys doing all the way back here? You know it's not so bad here, I was thinking. That's some really pretty good stuff. I think you gotta check it out. That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. You give them a deal. Once more, you've returned to the Ridge of Gold, and your companions stand ready beneath the still night sky, awaiting the commencement of the rites. You overhear some of the words to one another as you wait to signal the stars. We predict that woe shall soon befall the Templars. Let's make short work of them then. Just then, you observe a glint of starlight that begins to shine above, and your companions soon fall silent.
Hark now, you exiles of the Nightwings. You are returned once more unto the Ridge of Gold. The adversaries you are to confront shall be the Templars. Extinguish now their pyre, and glory shall be yours. Now prepare yourselves.
Hey, look who wants a piece of us again. It's the damn Nightwings, here to knock us down another peg or two, I guess. Well, I used to got old curry horns out of this stump, I gotta give you that. One look at her, just knew that she was too good for this place. Though maybe that ain't saying all that much. Any of you Nightwings see her again, you tell her something for me. You let her know Iggy says hi. You let her know. Not that she remembers some dumb lunk like me. Then Ignoris shoves on his mask. Alright, Templars, give it to him like you still got a chance.
Who shall besmirch the Nightwing's name? Ametha. Sir Gilman, it is done.
For the glory of the Nightwings! Alright, down Nightwings, see what you got.
Commence. Banished in an instant. A flame is stricken. Oh my word. Best not get overconfident, Nightwing. A blow against the adversary's pyre. That's it. Empire shan't survive much more of that.
Yeah, you Nightwings, you've been practicing, ain't you? And what about you, Iggy? Just a washed up old goat. You're due. How long are you gonna keep at this, getting weaker and weaker? Worse and worse, huh? Come on then, Nightwings, finish it already, will ya? Sooner you wrap this up, sooner y'all can catch a shut-eye and put an end to this damn day.
The stifled effort. A decisive blow. Oh. The fire of resolve. Now go on, just once more. All of the Nightwings banished. No law against throwing in the orb. A mere attempt. Bye now, Bertie. And it is done. The Nightwings prevail. Mayhap the scribe shall simply smite them down next time. The rite is complete.
We Tempers, we're damn unstoppable, but this again?
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained. Until the next rite.
After you overcame the Tempers in a convincing manner, there is little time for you to rest as yet. The night beckons, and the next rite reveals itself to be a vital one. It is already time, reader. Come see for yourself. The coldness of the season now presents to us another chance. He has us straight away, and you follow in turn. Indeed, among the remaining stars, you see one with which you are familiar now burns ever brightly. The path to freedom is laid bare before you. Already are the Nightwings summoned back to Mount Elodio. Picture the rites as the wheel broken free from a black wagon. It is turning uncontrollably and soon shall reach a sudden stop. We should have several chances left for someone to go free, either us or else our adversaries, but not both. What is at stake each time is rather complicated now, I must admit, knowing we have so few opportunities remaining. Those whom we send back to the Commonwealth. Should our plans somehow fail, they may look back upon their exile with fondness. So, return to the Commonwealth is not nearly a mercy, I don't think. Moreover, there are also those among us whom we count on to prevail in the rites. We need them in the Nightwings just as much as we need them in the Commonwealth. We cannot simply grow in numbers here, given the circumstances. And so, who stays, who goes, these choices affect us all. No pressure there, my boy. Now, I don't know about you, but I should go and take my leave now. Let's set forth again at daybreak. He finds Sir Gilman searching intently for something or other. His eyes shut tight, his brow furrowed in deep concentration. He acknowledges your presence in the most minimal way possible and continues scanning the environment. You shall to forget this night's impertinence to you, Master Reader, for he is on the hunt at this time. Using his acute sense of hearing, which is much more acute whilst underwater, but shall have to suffice in this case, he shall track down a most elusive character. A character who is eluded night time and time again, and from whom this knight seeks to learn still superior evasive strategies, applicable when next he may conduct the rites. Hold, is that... You have no idea to whom he is referring when... Take it out, worm! You're caught out! Could have wrung your neck just now, you know. Ah! This knight has failed again! Alas, Master Rookie, what's very outwitted this poor knight, and now maneuvered him. Please, you must reveal the secret to speed and cunning. Take it easy, chum. You're not half bad yourself. Besides, I was getting pretty sick of running circles around all these slowpokes before he showed up over at sea. Do you truly mean that, Master Rookie? But no, it cannot be, for this knight has never seen anyone as such as fleet of foot as you. Certainly, it must be advantageous to possess 4 feet, whilst this knight has but 1, if so it may be called, and yet we all are born with necessary means, and we must all make do. Look, chum, you gotta stop being so hard on yourself already. You ever thought maybe you ought to give yourself a break once in a while? Never! This knight deserves no break, no while there is honor to be gained. He is merely a worm, one of roughly 8 billion of his kind, thus he must strive to be remarkable, and to exceed what is expected of him. Guess what, chum? You went and did that already. I thought all of you sea Dominion types were just a bunch of meatheads who didn't care for nothing but a fight. But you've been downright decent. Even made me break a couple of sweats out there. When I thought maybe you got somebody quicker on the sweat than me. Point is, trying to make is, it's been good having you with us. I must say, it's worth having someone quick around to keep you on our toes. For a moment, you wonder if Sir Gilman is about to weep. Sensing the same, Ricky immediately changes the subject. Now, come on, you want to go another round or what? Just some good hiding spots outside where I could show you how we curs get the drop on the unwary passerby in a very honorable way. This knight would be most honored, Master Rookie. As still don't head off to further train further, you catch notice of the book of rites there in the wagon, the rites, which so stress, trust, and reliance on one's fellow exiles. The 8 Scars likely did not envision Sir Gilman and Ricky in particular as conductors of this sacred tradition, yet perhaps there is a sort of kinship which they had in mind. Once more, we sail about the fall of Soliam. The temple to the 8 Scars await us at the summit. None have seen the temple, save for those worthy to conduct the rites there, and myself, and my counterpart Celeste. You may then wonder whence it came. The cycle of the rites has turned since the beginning at this age, over its course whilst waiting for the cycle's return. Some exiles thus pay tribute to the 8 tribes. I think the tribes may not have wanted such extravagance, or to carved effigies to them along the way, yet it is their triumvirs to decide how best to honor the rites. They chose to honor them as you see there. I remember this, of course, whether you even wish to do so. That is yours to decide. The skies do not want otherwise. You make landing upon Mount Elodio, where Wolfer pulls you aside while the others complete the post-flight inspection. He puffs out his pipe before speaking up. Reader, as you know, I know where the rhyme is once again. This means that I, myself, may soon be worthy to regain my freedom in the eyes of the 8 Skies. No, however, that is not my wish to go just yet. It is true I could be of some benefit to our plan back in the Commonwealth, but I feel my place is here for the time being. Perhaps once the Nightwings are on a sure footing in their paths, my time shall come. Those are my feelings, Adam. I want you to know. I shall, of course, defer to you. Our path is not to contradict the reader's will. Anyway, I trust that all of us, yourself included, shall find our freedom. If not soon, then by when all of this is over. Having completed the post-flight, you and Rookie visit the monument to Triesta Titus here in Emperor's Descent. Okay, look, you know old Grintail doesn't like to beg, but now I'm hearing we ain't got a lot of chances left of getting out of here? Well then, you gotta let me out of here. Come on, this shit ain't more than me, huh? I was out there waiting for old Rookie to come home. Soon he has finished paying his respects. He returned to Wagon Science, feeling as though Triesta Dietas has shown any favor. He soon shall ascend the mountain, though there is time now to pursue vacations. Gained 1 quickness for the next rite. Rookie is counting the group's supply of soul when he sees you approach. He rushes right up to you as per his custom. Hey chum, let's just switch seeing what we could pick up from the stock market next chance we get. Been running some numbers here, and by my count we made old fucking Ron Richard by 683 souls so far, if you could believe that. Sometimes I think he's fleecing us for all our work, you know? But I figure we got a decent arrangement going. Hoarding soul ain't gonna do us any good down here. Ron's merchandise can help us ahead. Those houses are weird, right? But they seem to work, especially if we heave some of that Stardust stuff into them, right? Say, you don't think he's cheating? He's not stuff, do you, chum? He does not give you the opportunity to answer. So anyways, that Ron and I, we go way back, alright? Like, you don't even know. He and I wiped each other even back before I ended up down here. He was on my porter, so to speak. Yeah, he and I, we had a good thing going for a while, sent all sorts of junk downriver to him, and back in the Commonwealth, the soul is still worth something to some folk. One day, of course, the jig was up for me, you understand? So imagine surprising Radisson right here on his home turf. You make an effort to imagine fucking Ron's surprise. Yeah, so fine. So Ron didn't shed no tears about me getting thrown down. When I first met him face to face, he just says, "Oh, her, Mr. Greentail," like he's expecting me or something. Though he did seem pretty mad at losing me as a supplier. But he got me as a customer, believe you me. His prices would be 10 times worse if not for Rookie Greentail's premier loyalty discount taken off the top. Just whatever you do, don't go around asking questions about him. Believe you me, the less we know about a good chum fucking Ron, the better. Anyways, I'll have to chase my tail for a bit, so be seeing you around, chum. He bounced off out of the wagon. En route to the mountaintop, you pass by a monument to Under King Horus, and Volfer happens to take notice. "Oh, Relic, was this not what you're doing? You, curse the scribes and the stars themselves. I pray for you this time, and the disguise will for the rites to be ended. Then we shall have on that. No setback shall be surmountable." Soon he is finished paying his respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Under King Horus is showing in favor. Yay. You and your friends Styles gather at the foot of Sky's Gate before an archery carved of stone, where stands the gate guardian. Greetings to you, Celeste. I see the exiles of the Nightwind, even as the cycle of the rites begin drawing to a close. The Nightwind shall accept this as the will describes. The gate guardian laughs at this, salty for some reason. And you, Tariq, do you accept their will as well? But the gnome minstrel does not answer her. It is no matter. Now, Nightwings, each of you, come forth and state what it is that you seek with crossing Sky's Gate. One by one, the Nightwings declare themselves. You all pass through as before. While Horford takes his turn, Celeste stops him. You, I see you wear the rhymes once again. Explain. The cycle of the rites is ending. While I do not know exactly why, I have my fears. One of my contemporaries, he who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks liberty again. He stands against us now, and believes his triumvirate to be the true Nightwings. I remember well the contemporary whom you meet. Then the Nightwings stand divided. Yes, and so I wear the rhymes once again, in case that I may help to right this wrong. For I am Volfer Saddlewood, and I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the one other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She considers Volfer's words for a moment. I see. Then, move along. The guardian of Scarcity regards you all, and then she beckons you onward. They cries bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth to glory. Celeste? What is it, Tariq? The will describes. Long as we both followed it, I think you would agree. An equal measure has drawn us close and separated us. But If their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer, then no, I do not accept their will. You blaspheme, Tariq, and at the gate no less. But the Lomas will simply put his hat on. Then, they disguise themselves, admonish me, until tomorrow night, Celeste. Having reached the peak of Mount Elodio again, you see the vastness of the downside all around you. It leaves you deep in thought regarding which of your companions ought to go free this night, as Edwin did the last time. Wolfer looks up as you approach and smiles. I never thought that I would say such things, my boy, but it's good to wear the Rimus and the right ones more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides, the Nightwings of today, we have a very different beast than the triumvirate which took me in almost a decade ago. Ours is the triumvirate exactly 3, well 4, with Tizo, proved to be an exception. Though historically, the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I mentioned my predecessor, Brighton, and my former companions, Arisa and Orlok. Perhaps naively, I had hoped my time with them would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt. But seeing as our stories are intertwined, do let me know if there is more you wish to learn of them. You inquire about Brighton. You understand was liberated prior to when Wolfer first joined the Nightwings. I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now, though for that matter, my boy. So do you. He studied your reaction for a moment then. Brighton was more wealthy, but not special otherwise. You would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why, and do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Arisa and Orlok, who found me in me a suitable replacement following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Orlok gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me I soon would hear from him myself. Indeed, as I became accustomed to the book which you may know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice. Wolfer looks at you, as if to see if you yet take his meaning. You see, my boy, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth and a new responsibility to triumvirate who liberated him. That voice you hear from time to time, when silver the stars align, is his. He is no longer Brighton. He is none other than the Archjustice, Androbolis, the 11th. Himself. Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their old triumvirates. They have much to thank them for, not just for their freedom, but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth, they do not wear masks and rhymes simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public paths are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they want their exiles too. Brighton, that voice, he has no love for either one of us by now. He knows full well what we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the traditions of the rites. He spent a ceremony and complained, but I think he knows deep down that he is powerless. How ironic that one of such high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exiles such as we. Anyway, Brighton for you. It was seeing you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's a path you want to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, who should we talk about? Yes, by Arisa, who you understand betrayed Orlok at the moment of his liberation, but then perished due to shimmer pool. I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, my boy, but I suppose you ought to know something of Arisa's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely for her actions. Mind you, I would never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. Arisa has been exiled for the foulest of acts. You can see a plainly brand on her face, such as the heinousness of what she did, in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post up by her brother. He had fallen in battle at the Blood Border, despite wielding their father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and had grown cruel and detached. It was Arisa who took the brunt of his fury. He expected impossible of her. One day it was all too much for her, so when next he lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again and again and again. When they came for her, her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast to the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Arisa always was intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting back her freedom was, in hindsight, not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the hiding remnants a great siege engine that could shatter the defenses of the Commonwealth and forever end their feuds. What she ultimately did to Relic, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I did not think that was simply evil, nor do I think that was personal. I often wondered though if, in her final moments in the shimmering pool, she understood what she had done, and the depths to which she had fallen. For years I must admit I hated her, but now my only hope is that she found a peace untenable during a relatively short life in the downside and the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Larissa offers some perspective yet to those who have not made the same mistakes. Now then, was there something else? You asked about what Relic was like when he and Volfred first became acquainted. Volfred remained silent for some time. That was very sick, you know, when I first landed on the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little much for me. It was the Relic who found me. He could not have known my capacity to read before he arrived me. He was a physician, intolerant to the sight of suffering of any kind, not just any physician, mind you. A gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently, and those such as the Relic, they had to deal with many casualties on the other side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This stowed in his heart yearning for an end to all the bloodshed, so he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the hiding remnants. It must have gone about how you expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him to the downside. Here he gained the notice of the Nightwings before long grew to be one of the finest rites conductors anyone had ever seen. He was instrumental in the liberation of his companions, his role in the triumph were later filled by Areza and me. In time, Rolak's only opportunity for freedom had come up. He longed for it so that, with his exalted status, he might stand a better chance of negotiating peace. However, on the evening of the liberation, well, started from that point. Volfred breathed a heavy sigh. He and I were kindred spirits for a while. I cannot bear to think that he was gone, and now I still cannot entirely believe that he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Still, part of me is happy that he lives. Make no mistake, of course, I should not be swayed against our plan, not by Oralic or anyone. As I have said before, we share a higher calling now. Volfred, why do you talk so much? As for Oralic, he wants to read him still, although I wonder if he still remembers why. Anyway, there's nothing else, eh, boy? No, I'm out of here. Bye. You've been Volfred a good afternoon, even with memories. Hey guys, so I don't know what's going on over there with the stars all acting real weird or stuff, but let me tell you something here. You ain't gonna find a better deal on stuff for anybody. I mean, anybody in the downside. You can trust me when I tell you that, okay? So go ahead, suck up. Okay guys, that'll be it for part 11 of Pyre. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.